I feel like this year's garden season has started a little differently than I expected. Usually by now, I have this whole picture in my head of exactly what I want the garden to look like, where everything is going to go, how much we're going to grow. But this year feels a little more uncertain. Between preparing for a move this summer, trying to garden in a way that we can actually take with us, and still trying to hold on to the slower lifestyle we've been building over the last few years. I think this season is teaching me a lot about adapting. Today we're spending the day between my mom's garden and our garden at home. We're pulling weeds, drying dandelion root for tea, doing a little thrifting, and trying to figure out what gardening looks like during a season of transition. And honestly, even though this garden season looks different, I still think there's something really beautiful about it. And if you enjoy slower lifestyle content, gardening, homesteading, thrifting, and all the messy in-between moments of trying to build a simpler life, I'd absolutely love if you'd subscribe to Hometown Homestead and followed along with us. We're also over on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Spotify, and Amazon if you'd like even more cozy homesteading content outside of YouTube. So let's spend the day together. We started the morning in my mom's garden pulling weeds and cleaning things up a little. And honestly, I know it probably sounds funny, but gardening has completely changed the way that I look at weeds.
This tomato plant did so good last year. What? This tomato plant did so good.
A few years ago, I probably would have just ripped all the dandelions out and thrown them away without thinking twice about it. But lately, I've been trying to learn more about the plants already growing around and the different ways people used them years ago.
Probably like June.
So instead of throwing the roots out, I decided to save some of them and dry them for dandelion root tea. I'm definitely still learning about all of this as I go, but I think that's part of what I love so much about gardening and homesteading. There's always something new to learn. I think modern life has made us forget how knowledgeable previous generations really were. They knew how to use plants growing naturally around them. They wasted very little, and I feel like lately I've been wanting to reconnect with more of that mindset. There's also just something really peaceful about spending time in a garden early in the morning. It's quiet, the birds, the smell of dirt and plants after watering everything. I genuinely think gardening heals parts of you that modern life exhausts. I think that's part of why I keep coming back to this year after year. It's not just because of the food, but because gardening slows you down. It forces you to pay attention to seasons, to weather, to patience, to grow that can't be rushed. One thing gardening has taught me is that not everything grows perfectly at the same time. Some years certain plants thrive, some years things fail completely. Sometimes you lose plants you worked really hard on. And honestly, I think life feels a lot like that sometimes too. I also love gardening at my mom's house because it feels like every year the garden carries little memories from previous seasons. Certain plants coming back, things reseeding themselves, little areas slowly changing over time. It starts feeling less like a garden and more like part of the story of a home.
It travels so far. Oh, there's another one. Right there.
Look at all this dandelion root I just pulled. Ooh, I'm so excited. Next weekend is supposed to be so nice. It's been such a cold spring this year. However, we are supposed to get like 28 degrees next weekend, and it's a long weekend, so most of us are off. So I don't want to jinx it, but we might be planting. So we got lots of this garden done. pretty excited about that. And then the garden up here. So during that ice storm, if you go back my videos, we had a huge ice storm and it completely ruined my mom's fence. So she got a whole new fence, and there was a massive tree, and so that all the wood chips are in the garden up here. So we are trying to slowly chip away at this pile with it being wet and whatnot, so it can like dry out. But we have the parsley coming through, the thyme. I think there's more parsley. Yep, more parsley over here. So that's pretty exciting. I'm so happy that the spring is here. What? I just found my name on a cup at the thrift store. I think I have to get it. Jordan Pond House traces its history from 1847. First operated as a restaurant. Huh. Oh my god.
Should be okay. Oh, look at that. How about that? Thank you very much. Welcome.
Okay guys, let's open up the finds from today. So I got this great bag for my oldest daughter. She is obsessed with Victoria's Secret right now. And it was a perfect bag. It was only $3. It's the most perfect bag to put all of our finds in. And it's literally such a good sturdy bag. Low-key kind of jealous of it. Anyways, I'm not gonna start with this one yet. All the paper. Okay, I didn't film finding this one because they had just brought it out on a cart and I was way too excited. Some of you know how much I absolutely love little houses. This is Ye Old Bakery Shop. It is so cute. It's not a Lennox, and since I'm in Canada, it's very hard to get the Lennox Spice Village. It's almost double, if not more, because they do not ship here, and I'm just hoping one day that I can get my hands on a Lennox Spice Village. Whether it be the newer one or the older one, I don't care. Hi, kitten. However, so I also have this pasta one that I thrifted a really long time ago. So I'm super, super excited. Not sure where I'm going to put this yet. I may just save it for when we move, though. Oh, and of course, here's Banks. Hello, kitten. Okay. And as you saw, I found this cup with my name on it. So cool. So it has a write up here on the back. And oh, so I guess the original building was destroyed by a fire in 1979. And then a new house was built. Today, visitors still enjoy afternoon tea, popovers, and homemade ice cream with familiar backdrops of Jordan Pond and the bubbles. I'm definitely gonna have to look this up and see where it is. Pretty cute though. Time for my favorite find of the day, guys. I got this cute little spice rack with these absolutely adorable spice containers. I'm so excited. They have sunflowers on them and they're just so pretty. Wonder what does it say on the bottom? I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on. But guys, I got this for $9. It's a little out of my price range, but I could not leave it there. It is the cutest thing I have ever seen. My goodness. There's one more. There it is. Oh, it's so cute. This is definitely this week's top find. I'm so excited. Ah! I think I'm gonna save this for the new house also. It's so cute. And we will definitely do a series where I make all homemade spices from scratch to put in here. I think that'll be the cutest idea. Say bye, Banksy. Bye. Oh my goodness. Let's put these babies outside. Oh, it's so nice out. Oh, we got dandelions and kale. Normally by this point in spring, I'd already be planting heavily into our backyard beds. But because we're moving this summer, I've been trying to rethink the entire garden. So this year, we're doing a lot more bucket gardening and container gardening instead. Tomato, herbs, peppers, basically anything we can move later on, realistically. And honestly, I think container gardening gets underestimated sometimes. People think you need this massive property or huge garden setup to start growing food. But some of the best harvests we've had started in containers and tiny little spaces. That's actually one of the biggest reasons I started Hometown Homestead in the first place. I wanted people to see that you don't need a perfect farmhouse or acres of land to start learning these skills. A lot of what we've built started in small spaces, secondhand finds, container gardens, and just figuring things out as we went. One thing I really didn't want to do though was waste all of the soil we've built up over the years in the backyard beds, because good garden soil honestly becomes expensive really quick. Over time, I've layered compost, leaves, sticks, cardboard, manure, and soil whenever I could afford it to add it to it, slowly building these beds up season after season. So the idea of just leaving all of that behind honestly hurts a little. So right now, I'm basically trying to reuse as much of that soil as possible and transfer it into buckets and containers instead. It's definitely warm work, but it makes me feel better knowing all of that time, effort, and money won't just go to waste. This season has honestly reminded me that homesteading doesn't have to look perfect to still matter. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes temporary, sometimes it's just figuring things out one step at a time. I think social media sometimes makes people feel they need acres of land or a forever property before they're allowed to start building this kind of life. But honestly, most of what we've learned happened in small spaces. And maybe this isn't the garden season I originally imagined, but I think There's something really beautiful about learning how to adapt instead of giving up completely. At the end of the day, gardening is a lot more than just growing your food. It teaches patience, resourcefulness, slowing down, and how to keep growing through uncertain seasons too. And if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for being here and spending part of your day with us. Supporting Hometown Homestead by liking, commenting, subscribing, or sharing the videos genuinely helps us continue building this dream little by little. And if you'd like to follow along outside our YouTube channel, you can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Spotify, and Amazon, where I share more of our projects, recipes, books, and homesteading content as well. I'm so grateful you're here. And if you're growing anything this year, even if it's just one little bucket garden on a porch somewhere, I genuinely love to hear about that in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. All the wood chips in between.